With your Premier's Picks time, Premier Brad Wall, how are you?
Jamie, how's it going?
Very well. You just tweeted out. I see some of the youth of Saskatchewan were checking out the ledge today.
They were indeed. They were here. We retweeted a picture they took on the steps of the ledge.
And some guests.
I was just about to send out another tweet about the Ford Women's Curling Championships that just have been announced for Swift Current again. Because there's a bit of trivia behind this. You guys might not be aware of. The then single mayor of Swift Current met his future wife, who was on the Scottish curling team.
Oh,
really?
That's correct.
that was the year Sandra Schmirler won, right?
No, this was the Ford championship that
in
Swift Current.
2010.
Okay. Right.
2010.
Yeah.
Where love is born at the
Wow.
Scotties.
So I was going to say that curling fans will be happy with the news, and so will, single male Saskatchewan mayors.
They'll have to put that on the poster.
That's right. No, she's a great lady, and they're happily married. They just had a baby, and so the mayor's pretty excited about this for the city, and so he should be. It was a great event last time. The volunteers just did a great job, and great sponsorship from Ford, obviously, and it'll be good again. Lots of people at all the draws, and it should be good.
Premier, I was also. You have some guests coming. I saw Jim Prentice tweet that he was on his way to Regina.
We're having a summit on infrastructure, transportation infrastructure issues that we're hosting as a part of what we call the U.S. partnership, which you guys will know is really the trade agreement, the relationship that the three western provinces, the three half provinces have. It's called the U.S. partnership, and we are going to meet with stakeholders in the industry, in the transportation sector, and try to figure out if we just can't get all the commodities moving better than they were moving certainly a few months ago.
Now, the only question I really have on
you want to talk football?
Yeah, is of course Christy Clark was on Premier's Picks last time around, and she made selections.
Yep.
But Jim Prentice, he's the newbie.
He's new.
How do you think the new Alberta Premier would do at the selections? How much do you know about his football knowledge?
I don't know. He's a big hockey guy. He had. Daryl, you can help me out. Was it his? I think it was his uncle that played for quite a while in the NHL.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The Brian Prentice? There's a
Dean.
Dean Prentice. Okay, really? They're related. Okay.
Or maybe that's not the relationship, but he did have relatives that played in the NHL, and he played quite a bit of hockey. So he might be a good guy to get on the Premier's Picks. Because I'm not sure of how caught up he is on football. Although he should be. He's got quite a couple of teams shaping up there as we head towards the playoffs.
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad picking his home province teams this weekend.
The evil empire looks truly evil.
Our crack research department, a.k.a. Google, tells me that the Alberta Premier, Jim Prentice, is Dean's nephew.
There you go.
And Eric his father played 5 games for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
See?
Wow.
There you go. Good research department at the Google.
It's the quickest thing we had handy.
By the way, I thought the Gopher was supposed to help with the trivia questions that we couldn't get quite right.
Well, the Gophers.
That's what Gary said anyway.
The Gophers down there in the basement with Gary on Premier's Picks, so I'm not sure how much we're gonna trust the Gopher on much.
So quite a hockey connection there. I'm sure he's following football. I mean, it's got to be getting some buzz in both Calgary and Edmonton right now.
He could have the ultimate Premier conundrum.
Yeah.
If Calgary and Edmonton were to face in the West Final, because the Riders, of course, would be going to the East Final.
I remember going to Grey Cup when it was in Calgary. Well, I shouldn't have even mentioned that game, but that game. And so Ed Stelmach's the host premier at the time, and he has the sort of the divided jersey. He's got the half and half jersey that he's had custom made, half Stamps, half Eskimos. Yeah. So maybe Jim's got one of those too.
And of course, the Premier's hoping to have the same conundrum when the Rams and Huskies win this weekend for the Canada West.
You see, and this is going to get me in trouble with people, but I went to the U of S. My good friend's the D coordinator there, and I think we should take our cue from the United States. They'll have the state rivalries are the best rivalries, and obviously politicians pick their team. We've got members of the government, for example, that are U of R grads, big-time Rams fans. I got good friends that are Rams fans. We should take a different approach in Canada. Even I know the Prime Minister is always sort of loath to pick a team. I think he's probably a Leafs fan. He grew up there, or maybe Calgary. That's where he's from. We should pick teams. I think it's healthy to have a rivalry between the Huskies and the Rams.
Well, Daryl, you know all about U.S. collegiate just be hanging out with Belton so much and is Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Sure.
We know how to say hotty toddy a lot around here.
I think I'm a Clemson fan, so I think it was Carlos Thomas that came from South Carolina. He's a Gamecock.
Yep.
And, we're going to trash tweet that for sure. That's fun. And Huskies and Rams should be able to do that. Well, obviously, the Rams get huge crowds at Griffith in Saskatoon. And hopefully we see that even in Regina. If the rivalry builds, we get more and more fans out for the Rams game when the Huskies come.
Of course, I'm a U of R alum, so I'll be the Rams guy, and you
I
can
am
be the
too.
Huskies guy.
And, let's go up and tell Gene Mikowski that.
But can I bring Brendan Labatt when I do so?
That gives you a chance. Then.
As a Premier, it is Premier's Picks. Premier Brad Wall with us as we will get to the selections. Gary is like somewhat officially eliminated. Do we even bring him on anymore? Gary, are you around?
Not only am I around, fellas,
there
I
he
just
is.
finished trademarking the slogan, the Ford World Women's Curling Championship, where single mares go to get lucky.
Yeah, that's
Hey?
going to be
Good
helpful
ring to
when
it?
I go. When I drive home. That's going to be helpful. Thanks. Gary.
There you go. Hey,
The mayor
and
was,
Mr.
the
Premier,
mayor was a good friend of mine. His wife,
Mayor was a good friend.
Kelly.
also, Mr. Premier, I have a bunch of pals growing up in Saskatoon who are U of S Husky alums, so I am a U of S Husky guy as well. So
Well
it's
done.
2-on-2 with you and me versus Jamie and Daryl.
He didn't go to school there. He just has friends who were Huskies.
Trust me, I wasn't even
He
close.
once drove by Griffith Stadium, and
Couldn't park.
I appreciate I appreciate the support because there is the two of them, Daryl and.
We've got him outnumbered. Yep.
Well, the standings for Premier's Picks is the Gopher and Gary are pretty well, they're done. But myself and the Premier, I'm up by 2 on
Yeah.
Premier Brad Wall.
I should point out here, and I know excuses are for losers, but I should point out that with respect to one choice, I only have the one choice to make, and I have all season. Happily pick the Riders every game, but that's the full disclosure rule. So
Yep.
we might want to handicap that next year. We might want to say, okay, look, if we're going to have a head-to-head, we should probably just say, look, we've only can pick the 3 games. The one that the Riders aren't in doesn't count.
That's a great point. I will
What do you think, Gary?
vote for that in the vote, Mr. Premier.
For the last 7 weeks, the Riders would have been right along there with you, Premier Wall.
I don't think Commissioner Nye would say, well, that is true. There's more upside than down at the start. I don't think Commissioner Nye thinks this is a democracy, Gary.
Well, that's fair. And I also know that there's a huge asterisk on the win if he does win because of that said
It is.
handicap.
It is.
So
No, but he's good with it. I think Jamie's okay with it.
Yeah, I'll try to win whatever way you seem fit. This is Premier's Picks.
Just
It's-
win, baby.
It's your thing. And I just want to note last week, remember when I was going to give I was just handing Gary the win by picking Winnipeg, and the Bombers won. Look at that. Just
yeah.
things coming up nigh here on the Green Zone.
Got to be good to be lucky, and lucky to be good.
Let's get to the picks. Premier Wall, who do you have between or I guess I should start. Toronto without Ricky Ray
Ricky Ray.
against the Ottawa Redblacks. I'm still going to go Toronto. Ottawa just tries to find a way to lose.
I am too. Do you think they'll start? Do you think they'll play Henry?
I don't know. Danny O'Brien will get reps for sure, and many of them. As Gary, what do you got?
Do we have that filthy Gophers picks yet?
Yep. He's
Wait,
got
who do you
Toronto.
take?
He's got Toronto.
Okay, I will take the Red Blacks. His Red Blacks.
You're going for third, are you?
I don't want that Gopher condo, man. No, thank you.
As we get to pick number 2, Calgary against BC, I'm going to go with the BC Lions. Premier Wall?
Lions.
Gary?
Gopher?
Oh, you want the Gophers
Oh,
picks.
Gary, don't make your own picks, man. This
Calgary.
never
He's,
works.
All right.
he's going with the Stampeders.
All right.
I'm going to follow the 2 leaders and take the Lions.
As we get to pick number 3, Montreal and Hamilton in a big game. I'm going to go with the Montreal Alouettes in this one to clinch the East and first place in the East. Premier Wall.
Hamilton at home.
Hamilton at home.
Look tough at Tim Hortons.
The Gopher has Montreal.
I've got to make up some ground.
I'm going to follow the U of S Husky fan and take the Ticats.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
And full disclosure, the Premier is taking the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Correct. Proudly and happily.
And you know what? I am too, against the Edmonton Eskimos.
Wow.
Matt Nichols is getting the start, I hear. I heard that on this show called The Green Zone yesterday. Because it's not a bad program.
Yeah. Thanks.
I think we got a few.
I think Glen Suitor was kind of getting into it with a caller there a little bit, right? And I agreed with Glenn. I just, in terms of whether Durant should go, I mean, unless he's 100%, why would you? But it was a pretty interesting exchange there on the Green Zone.
Gary, what do you got for picks?
Doing my part with the Gary curse and taking the Eskimos and handing all of you Rider fans another win.
And, of course, the Gopher, as well as the Premier, has taken Saskatchewan every single week on Premier's
Is that
Picks.
right?
Oh, no.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I think the Gopher has taken Saskatchewan every
Really?
single week.
Well, that changes a lot, frankly, for me. And I held the Gopher in high regard, but this elevates things a bit more yet.
There you go. There's Premier's Picks, and we'll see how it goes. And then the playoffs are coming, and Movember Premier Wall.
We didn't. I'm not doing it.
No?
When I made the comment last week, I forgot we're going on a trade mission to India, and we want to put our best foot forward. We want to try to sell some potash, sell some pulse crops, sell some uranium, and I'm not sure the mustache really is the right sort of trustworthy look for going and promoting the pro. So no, I'm out.
The Speedy Creek Duster won't help sell, Mr. Premier?
I don't think so.
We'll all make our
No,
financial
it's too bad.
contributions to Movember this month.
Let's make sure we do.
I'm in.
Find the person we want to support and make sure we give generously.
And I'll tell you what, my wife is very happy you just said that because, honey, I'm coming home to shave because I haven't shaved for the last 4 days.
I should just say this. Our agriculture minister, Lyle Stewart's currently, he's actually having treatment for prostate cancer right now. So a bunch of if people are looking for someone to support, there's lots out there, but I'll throw it out. Ken Kravets, the deputy premier, is growing a mustache, which he hasn't had since, I think Elvis was still probably alive, maybe not healthy, but alive. And so it's a sight to see, but information's available there on the website, and they're a good group to support. There's a bunch of them that are trying on both sides of the aisle that are growing mustaches for this. So there, I'll throw that out there.
And, of course, men's health, of course, health and mental health for Movember.
Correct.
So find a friend or, of course, as Premier Wall just said, some of those in the legislature raising money and awareness for men's health this month. Brad Wall, the Premier, thank you so much.
Thanks, fellas. Take care.
There is Premier's Picks. I'm trying to clinch this thing as the year goes on.
It's close.
Can you beat the Premier on Premier's Picks? I don't know. I might get in trouble for that.